Disruptive trend characterizes that it's a new technology mostly that no one needs. That's the funny thing about it. It's often a technology that at the moment when it comes out, no one yet needs. It's like, for example, the mobile phone. When it came out, no one really needed it because there was, demand. iPad, no one needed it when it came out, but it created a demand very quickly. That is a special thing that, goes along with a successful disruptive technology. And there's a lot, some disruptive technology never pick up. For example, video telephony, one example that never really happened. But others happen, and you can't plan it. So to understand disruptive technology, you always have to understand that you can't research it by asking clients. So if I ask everyone in the world, 20 years ago, do you need a mobile phone? They will all say, no, I don't need a mobile phone. I have an answering machine. Because clients don't understand, or customers don't understand the needs, or their personal needs. So the disruptive technology is often the thing that has a potential. When it's in the market, it suddenly grows. Hard to say. I mean, when you look at the example of Kodak, they didn't understand that people didn't want film necessarily. It doesn't matter for the people where they take their pictures. They just wanted to take a nice memory. So if you understand that there is as a clever person like Steve Jobs was, if you understand that there is a demand that people couldn't articulate yet. So for example, people like to slide through an iPad thing or use very intuitive technology. He was thinking, and it was true. And Kodak always thought, okay, people love film. They want to have film. But people didn't care about the material. They wanted to have the content. They wanted to have a nice picture from the loved ones, from the family. And this is a difference, You have to understand that there's some kind of need that that the person who, that the target group can't articulate even yet. Mm-hmm. So this is a difference. So but you can also be wrong. There's a lot of examples where Steve Jobs was wrong or Google was wrong. They try out things and they thought there was some kind of need, and it wasn't. That's an old, example that you hear in all kind of business schools. If there is no market, create your own market. You can't. It's like you have to be clever, very clever, and look closely to what people doing, how they living, how they changing, and what would be a useful thing for them, and then you can maybe anticipate what a clever market will be. What there's going to be some kind of market, but you have to be clever. You have to look closely at how people live, what they're doing, at their lifestyles. Then you maybe find out. But yes, it's true. In business schools, you're also learning this. If you don't find a market for your product, create a market. I mean, it's a problem, you were talking about data protection. And I tell you honestly, for a long time I thought, why do we need data protection? I mean, it's a bit overrated, really. It's a really German, for example, a very German phenomenon. We always want to be safe and protect our own data. But I tell you, I'm very two-sided there. I'm thinking it's a bit over the top to always want to protect your data. For what? But I see that there's a problem if, for example, insurance companies get hold of this, and employers, and they look at your past and your private past, and they, don't give you a job, or they don't give you the insurance because of some kind of thing in the past, then data protection is a problem. Then you really need to be able to protect your data. Unless either these two industries change, for example, the insurance industry and the jobs, if they don't look into the past, if they would do different business models, then we don't need data protection anymore. Or what I say, why do you think of it's a negative sense, in a negative way? Why do you say we need to protect data and therefore we need legislation? Why don't we need companies? If I pay 20 euros every year or every month for a company to protect my data, it would be a nice way, There could be a market even for some kind of players. For maybe I have a data protection insurance or something that I pay to an insurance company and they protect my data. Could be a positive way, a new way of. So I think it's nothing to do with morals or ethical questions in my eyes. It's just to do with do we want a data protection or not? And if we want, then because of insurance, we want to be able that we get an insurance and we get a job. then I think we should think about it in a positive sense and not about legislation.